Hey there everyone, I'm Ashley Bullington and you're watching The Campfire. We've dropped down to 5A Division II, and this week we're deep diving into 5A D2. Into Fort Worth we go in 5A Division II. It's going to be a tough district with some really good up-and-coming teams. Here's the teams that you'll be seeing in the 2020 season after realignment for 5A Division II.
Carrollton Creekview, Northside, Fort Worth Polytechnic, South Hills, Fort Worth Southwest, Trimble Tech, O.D. Wyatt, and Grapevine.
5A Division II is going to be a pretty good district. Now it's time for the film session, presented by your local North Texas Geico agents.
Fort Worth ISD dominates the landscape in District 4 5A Division II, headlined by the Cinderella team Northside. The Steers made the playoffs last year for the first time in 40 years and look to go back-to-back behind wide receiver Dawan Lofton. Teamed up with quarterback Isaac Rosales, Northside should be right there for another playoff spot. The frontrunner in this district could be Grapevine, with junior fireplug Caleb Tejada. The Mustangs took 4th place last year, but have dropped a division and will be looking for a district title. Trimble Tech went from 6A to 5A Division II and should contend for a playoff spot as well. The Bulldogs have running back Keyshawn Thompson to help lead the way offensively. A good crop of young backs should cause defensive fits this year. Not only Thompson and Grapevine's Tejada are dangerous, but Carrollton Creekview's David Thompson Jr. should also make some noise. Rounding out the district is South Hills, Southwest, and O.D. Wyatt. This district should be tight from top to bottom, so look for any of these 8 teams to be in the running for a playoff spot.
Some pretty good teams in 5A Division II. Now it's time to turn our focus to the players, as the North Texas Honda dealers want to recognize the players on the rise, those players destined to lead their team to victory.
Northside steer Dawan Lofton is one of the best players on the scene. The wide receiver will be a senior in the 2020 season and will be ready to help take the Steers to back-to-back playoff berths. As a junior, Lofton had over 1,500 total yards and 28 touchdowns. Running back Patrick Levine of Fort Worth Southwest will be a big piece of the puzzle in 2020. The Raiders only won 3 games in 2019, but are prepared for a new year in the coming season. As a senior, Levine will be looked to carry the load. Running back Caleb Tejada will be a junior in the coming season for Grapevine. He already has 2 varsity seasons under his belt and had a great sophomore campaign. Tejada had 1,245 total yards and 11 touchdowns in the 2019 season. Quarterback John Vela of Fort Worth South Hills is going to be a big leader for the Scorpions in 2020. He had over 1,300 yards in 2019 and is hoping to make his senior year a big success. Creekview running back David Thompson should help his team to a winning season in 2020. The two-way player will be seeing major time on the field, but he shines on offense where his speed gives him a big advantage.
And those players are great on the gridiron, but do you know somebody from the high school sports scene doing great in your community? A player, coach, or team going that extra mile in your area? Nominate them for the North Texas Honda Dealers Helpful Heroes. To nominate, go to ihsshelpfulheroes.com and watch our social media channels all summer long to see if your nomination is highlighted. We shift our focus to the men who lead these teams to victory, the coaches who make these teams go from good to great. We have head coach of the Northside Steers, Joseph Turner, to talk about 5A Division II with us and his team. Hey there everyone, I have the head coach of the Northside Steers, Joseph Turner, on with me. Coach Turner, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So first off, you've done so much for the Northside program as you guys made the playoffs for the first time in 40 years last season. Talk about making the postseason and how you think your team can continue to ride that momentum and possibly have back-to-back playoff appearances.
Well, it was great for us. It was great for the school. It was great for the community. We were able to have spring ball last year, and then we had 7-on-7, and we had summer strength conditioning. Then we had a good fall camp, and the boys did a great job. The coaches did a great job of just taking things week by week, and we had the schedule laid out on the whiteboard, and we made sure that we just took it one game at a time. I have a lot of good talent coming back. I have a lot of good players coming back, so we're hoping to take it back to back.
You have one of the premier players in the district in Dwayne Lofton. For those who don't know him, what does he bring to the table?
So what I'll say first is it's pronounced Daywan Lofton.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And, he was district MVP, but I also got to say that he was first team All-State wide receiver. What Daywan brings to the table is a lot of people don't know is that he's a 3.8 GPA. He's graduating in December. He's graduating early. And, his IQ, his character is all top notch. First, starting with, just his football IQ. I can line him up anywhere at any point in time, and he won't mess up. I've put the ball in his hand many of times, and I can only say that he may have busted 2 plays, and on one of those plays, he scored. So, he has huge hands. He wears size 3H glove. His 40 time, he did run a 4.4. He hasn't been caught on the field, and he's a playmaker. He's one of those guys where we sat down and we said at the beginning of the season, it's like, hey, we got to find ways to get this kid the ball as much as we can. And Daywan has a good supporting cast also, so that helps him out quite a bit.
And you've got some new teams in the district with Grapevine, Creekview, Trimble Tech. What's it going to be like up against these new teams?
Well, every year since I've been in the district, we've had, somewhat of teams that we've had to play that may carry 55, 60 guys on their roster. They have their own stadium. Their budget is different. And, just a different caliber of team. We've been going up against that, so we're getting ready for it. Trimble Tech coming back in is a big one. We scrimmaged those guys last year, and we're looking forward to playing them in our district. I haven't had a chance to play against them for a couple years now, and Coach Henry is a good guy. And I look forward to that. So our district is going to be a lot more competitive. I believe every game will be a struggle to see who's going to come out for those 4 spots.
Coach, thank you so much, and good luck to your team in the 2020 season. We have a couple of messages from our sponsors and a quick trivia question for you. This week's trivia question: where did Post Malone work during his years at Grapevine High School? A fast food restaurant, B, an auto shop, C, with his dad, or D, a pet groomer? The answer when we return.
The North Texas Honda dealers recognize members of our high school sports community who take time out to be helpful heroes. Nominate a helpful hero today at ihsshelpfulheroes.com. The film session is brought to you by your local North Texas Geico agents. To find the office near you, go to geico.com/DFW. The District Breakdown is presented by GiveMeTheVin.com. These teams make it look easy, just like GiveMeTheVin.com makes it easy to sell your vehicle.
Welcome back to the Campfire. This week's trivia question: where did Post Malone work during his years at Grapevine High School? A fast food restaurant, B, an auto shop, C, with his dad, or D, a pet groomer? The answer is A, a fast food restaurant.
Well, I got that trivia question right. Did you? Let me know in the comments. Now it's time for the District Breakdown, presented by GiveMeTheVin.com. We have Inside High School Sports Insider Ryan Harris to give us the breakdown of District 4 5A Division 2. Ryan.
Thanks, Ashley. We're on to 5A Division 2 this week, and we're kicking it off with District 4. Grapevine is looped in with Fort Worth ISD schools as well as Carrollton Creekview. Grapevine figures to be the favorite in the district, but what about the other 3 playoff spots? Let's take a look at who could fill those positions. Creekview finished with a 4-6 record a year ago, but was in a district with Denton Ryan and Colleyville Heritage. The Mustangs are turf star Jordan Crane and will look to make the playoffs in a more favorable district. Northside made the playoffs for the first time since 1979 a year ago. The Steers return a strong group of experienced seniors with 3-star wideout Dwayne Lofton leading the way. Lofton will be relied on heavily, and I like Northside to make it back-to-back trips to the playoffs in 2020. Polytechnic lost to Northside 21-20 a year ago to miss out on the playoffs, but despite that, the Parrots finished 4-6, and 3 of their 4 wins were shutouts. Polytech has plenty to build on from a year ago and figures to challenge for a playoff spot in 2020. South Hills hasn't been the same since the Wallace twins headed north for college, but the Scorpions finished with just a 1-9 record a year ago. Linebacker Caleb Holloway is back to lead the defense in 2020 as South Hills looks to improve on its win total from last season. O.D. Wyatt made the playoffs last season despite finishing with a 3-7 regular season record. And the Chaparrals return running back to Madre Ross and cornerback Damon Gentry Jr. as Wyatt attempts to make it back-to-back playoff appearances. Grapevine moves out of that district with Colleyville Heritage and Denton Ryan and will look to capitalize on a more favorable district schedule in 2020. They're armed with an experienced offensive attack, led by running back Caleb Tejada, who is a dynamic rusher back for his junior season. Senior tight end Griffin Edwards will be a threat in the passing game as well. Southwest and Trimble Tech are also in the district after struggling in 2019. Trimble Tech is moving down from 6A and hopes to be more competitive in 5A Division II. My team to watch is the Northside Steers. There's nothing a coach loves more than a talented group of seniors leading the way. Northside has just that in 2020, and what's even better is that group has playoff experience. I like Northside to make a return to the playoffs in 2020. My player to watch is Grapevine running back Caleb Tejada. It could be a big season for Tejada after a strong sophomore campaign, as Grapevine is in a more favorable district this year. Look for Tejada to put up some big numbers this fall. That's all I've got for District 4. Back to you, Ashley.
Ryan, great insight as always. That's all we have for this week's edition of the Campfire. Come back every Monday for a new show. Next week, we'll be deep diving into District 5A Division 2. Until then, follow our social accounts. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, bringing you original content all week long. Until next time, I'm Ashley Bullington, and thank you for watching the Campfire.